Welcome to episode 16 of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. In this episode, we're going to be tackling the big feature. We're going to be tackling Death Row. Now, I've done a little bit of work on the prison since the last episode. I've split our parole room into two because it wasn't really working, even though there was two tables in there. Only one parole hearing was being done at a time, and now you can see there's two, one in each of the rooms there. So I've sorted that out. I've done put some gravel down and some lights around the edge for our armed guards who are walking around, and built this area for our death row. We've also unlocked the lawyer for $5,000 and death row as well for $10,000, and he's got his little office down here. He's hanging out in there at the moment. And now we're going to start building our death row facility. Now how this works is, in intake, you'll see there's a new death row section where you get $2,500 payment for each death row inmate. There's currently 0 available. I'm hoping over the next few days while we're building the death row facility we'll get some of those inmates available to us, and we are to bring them into the prison. They have a slower intake than every other category, so hopefully we will get some. For the minute, we're bringing in 21 prisoners to bulk up our current prisoner population, because we've had quite a lot of people who've been released early for having good, good reoffending rates. And you can see here our reoffending rate is 26%, so that's actually pretty good. So 2% have reoffended of the 48 we've paroled early. 0 have been executed so far because we haven't built our system yet. 3 escapes, 4 deaths in custody, and a capacity of 90. Okay, let's get started by building our death row facility. So we have some concrete foundations for this facility. Now, death row inmates are a lot like our protective custody and supermax guys, where they don't really follow the regime as such. Death row inmates will be kept in this area at all times, except when they can go to visitation. And I'm going to put a parole room in here, which is used for their appeals process, so they don't have to go all the way across the map to do that, and we can keep our 2 parole hearings happening at the same time, because we do have quite a lot of prisoners up for parole. We have 9 at the moment. We had, I think it was 18 yesterday when I was building some of this area. So we're going to bring some more guys in now, and our workmen are going to come and start building this. Now I'm going to put a large jail door on here with a door servo that we connect to our door control system. So our guys are building that. You'll see over here our guys have got some potatoes from the vegetable patch that we built in the last episode. So there's some vegetable seeds there waiting to be planted in the next work time. And our guys have also got their different room qualities as well. So I'm hoping to have some bigger cells in the future as well in the next cell block that we build, so we can give the guys who are meant to have a rated 10 cell actually have a rated 10 cell, rather than at the moment they have like a 7. So hopefully we'll be able to do that in future episodes, but this episode is all about death row and execution. So what I want to do first is hire 1 more doggy and 1 more armed guard, because I'm going to use those in the death row facility. So that's been built up there. We're just getting Need some electric stuff in there as well. What power station should we pull it from? Let's take a look. One's getting pretty high, that one's getting pretty high as well. So what I'm going to do first is add some capacitors to this so we can use the electric, because remember the actual chair itself also requires electric to run. So we have to bring electric into here as well, like so. And we're going to need some pipes in here for their showers and toilets that are going to be in here as well. Need to bring that in. Where's the nearest? There it is. So we got our workmen building all that in at the moment, and we should have our capacitors sorted out. Yep, so we got loads of power for us to use as well. That shower's too small. This is why I want to move all these guys out of the holding cells and why are they using that? Are they actually holding cell prisoners? I'm gonna have to look at that, because they should be using the showers in their cells rather than that one. But that might be a bug in the room quality system at the moment, but we'll have to see that in the future. What I want to do as well is get these walls started being built. So this is going to be our little sort of parole room, which does the appeals process. This is going to be a little morgue area for when we've done the deed, and this is going to be the execution room, and this is going to be the 10 cells that are holding our 10. I'm only going to have 10 at a time max, so it's going to be holding our death row inmates. I doubt we're going to get 10 in this episode. Hopefully we will get a couple though. I would like to get the ball rolling on the death row facility, but we will come back to it in future videos once we've got a few guys in and they've been through a couple of appeals as well. So we'll build up these areas here so we can start getting these sorted out, and I want to put under deployment, I want to put a dog patrol, can't really see but there we go, in here, and I want to put an armed guard in this corridor here, like so, and that way we shouldn't have any issues, hopefully. Have we got enough armed guards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe we have 8 of them. 1, 2, oh, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we need more armed guards. I'm going to bring it up to 10. There we go. I'm just going to watch that we're not spending too much money on the dailies, because obviously they cost 350 per day. I just want to make sure that I'm not spending too much money on these armed guards, but we do need them. You know, they are a big part of our security in the prison. Take the electricity into here as well now. Right, so we can start building some areas. So the first thing I want to do is put in some lights in here. and some of that. Put the metal floor in the doorway as always, and make this a morgue, wherever morgue actually is. Morgue, there we go. This is a morgue area, and we'll put some morgue slabs in here, and we'll put just a normal door in there. I don't think we need anything super mad in there. Some metal floor in the corridor. I'm gonna leave that door open, I think. Lock it open for the second while we're building. This is going to be our little parole room, which is going to be used for our appeals process. So we find parole. Let's search for it because I can't see it. There it is. Parole room in there, like so. And we can add in some wood flooring in there. A metal floor there, and there. And we need a visitor's table in there for our parole room. And they're starting to build the cells as well. We got our guys in here. Metal floor in this corridor. And here. And we're gonna have haven't used any remote doors yet. But I don't think that's a good idea because you need the guys to have keys for it as well. So, alright. So we're gonna put solitary door, solitary door, solitary door, and large jail door there. We're gonna put door servos on all these, so they can be controlled by our guys over on the other side. And in here, I don't think we need a really, we don't need anything too bad, so we just put a normal door on there because I don't think we actually need, yeah, I do need to lock these all open though because our guys are currently working in here. In fact, if I go to deployment and unlock, I can just unlock everything like this. Probably the easiest way of doing it for the minute, just to keep all the doors open. And this is going to be our execution room. So I'll put some metal floor in there, put some white tiles down. I'm going to take these lights out and make a pleasing arrangement of lights. In fact, they can actually stay. Because it does actually work where it is. Object. First we need to select the room, so we need to do execution room. And it needs an electric chair, which is there. Doesn't quite work with layout actually, but I do need some chairs in here actually, I just remembered. So we do it, can you rotate it? You can't rotate the chair. So I'll put it there, and then you do need some chairs in there for the guys to sit on, the witnesses. so. Sort out the lights in our parole room as well. And in these corridors as well. Like so. And in the prison cells. And now we can start building our cells for our death row prisoners. So I'll start by bobbing these in, these toilets. And the shower heads as well. And the doors. Rotate and do the other side. Oh. And we'll put in our jail doors as well. And our beds. So we have an armed guard patrolling, and we also have a dog patrolling as well in these areas. But I don't think death row prisoners are really quite likely to kick off, to be honest, because yeah, I don't think they are, from what I remember. Just want to turn off intake for the minute. We still have no death row prisoners at the moment. I want to see if we can. I want to see if we can get any in here. And we get that sorted out. So I need to set up. If I go to programs and go to death row appeals and press start, it should be in that room, which it is. That's good. So it automatically knows. So I'm going to put a couple of those in. No, I don't want it in there, I don't want it in there, I want it in there. Yeah, so I can get rid of that and that. There you go. So there'll be 2 appeals a day, one at 2 and one at 6 PM. Once we actually get some death row prisoners, that is. So we're waiting for the electric chair to be installed, and we're waiting for some other stuff to be installed as well. But this is how it's gonna look. So I need to mark these as cells, like so. I think I'm going to mark these areas as actual showers rather than part of the cells, because I don't think the shower head system in the room quality is actually working properly. So I'm just going to mark that as shower. So then prisoners. Why are there prisoners in these cells? Oh, because it's not marked as death row only, is it? Death row only, death row only, death row only, death row only, death row only. Only. That should sort that out. And this area is going to be staff only in here. Staff only. Staff only. Anything else needs to go staff only? No. I think we're okay. So, yeah. I need to connect. What I do need to do is put in, just for the second, I'm just going to put in a guard in here. Just so they can help open doors and stuff for our guys. That's the door servo. I want the solitary door. There we go, normal. Solitary door, normal. And normal. Like so, because I want to connect all these door servos up to the control system, which is over here. Door control system, connect. And there, and there. All our guards and our dog handlers can open solitary doors themselves. That's why I didn't use remote doors, because I don't want to put too much pressure on the door control system people. Because there's only one guy controlling all this, so yeah. What's going on over here? These tasers flashing, so obviously that guy got tasered. What did he do? Attacked prisoner and attacked staff. Well, that's unacceptable, isn't it, mate? So he attacked that prisoner, I'm guessing? Why did he attack that prisoner? Oh, because he's a snitch. Okay. Didn't know that. Let's put him in protective custody quick. Because I didn't realise he was a snitch. Yeah. Snitch and ex-law enforcement. You see all these guys who have got question marks? They could be snitches and we just don't know until it's revealed. And sometimes the prisoners find out before I do, and that's why we end up with those kind of issues. Yeah, so that's not good. There's a lot of visitation going on at the moment. Yeah, so that wasn't good, but we sorted it. We sorted it out. It's fine. Enclosed by walls. Well, I do need to actually add in these. Well, there's doors there which count as walls. I think the issue is they need to be taken one back. And I also need to put in metal floors here. Okay, let's change deployment and get rid of these guys. I think I might keep one of them though. Just to patrol this area. It's a very secure unit. The death row facility. It's a very, very secure unit, which is good, you know, that's what we need. Just make sure it's all tagged as death row only, which it is. No, we shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be doing appeals. I kind of wish Introversion had given us a different room called Death Appeal or something. So it'd be exactly the same as the parole room, but you see that issue there that we had, that parole hearings were happening in that room when it shouldn't be. I think if we had a separate room, it worked exactly the same, but just called something different and would only work in the death row appeals area. I think, see, that one's wrong as well now. This is what I'm talking about. It's. I know you can do it under micromanagement, but I don't have micromanagement on at the minute. So that's in there. So, can I only do one a day then? This is all messed up. Right. Easy way to fix it. Let's unlock micromanagement for 1,000. So micromanage gives you the tools to micromanage aspects of your prison, including food logistics, laundry logistics, and deployment scheduler that lets you customize your guard deployment at different times of the day. And your reform program scheduler lets you manually override the daily schedule of programs. So I'm going to unlock that so I can actually fix this because it's currently wrong. And under intake, do we have any? We don't have any death row guys yet. Come on, give me one. I want one guy. Give me. We will come back to it in a future episode, and I'll show you a full execution what execution like? I'll show you a full execution taking place in a future episode. But I did actually just pause it. Right, so I want to get micromanagement unlocked. It's going to take 5 hours because this is like so messed up. This the way this system works, because it's using the same room as the parole room, it mucks it up, because when you want it separate it doesn't work. When you want it in a separate area it doesn't work because it just kind of messes up because of the way this works. So there, you see you now got one there, there, so you want to get rid of that. So that's there, that's there, that's there, that's there. This death row appeal should be in that room, which it is, but if you add any more it just knocks it all up again. So I've unlocked micromanagement, that's being sorted out, so I can actually just sort this out manually, so I can have a few appeals a day from the death row area. And that is our death row. I wonder if switching it on actually works. Doesn't seem to do anything. But yeah, that is our death row area 100% completed. Now I hoped that we'd have a death row inmate to bring in, but it doesn't look like we do, unfortunately, which is a shame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut ahead in the video to when we have some death row inmates that we can bring into the prison, and then we'll see them come in and get themselves settled in our death row facility. See you in a minute. Okay, so I waited a few days for death row intake to become available while I recorded a couple more episodes of CarlRyds Plays PA. And we still had 0 available. So what I've done is I've hacked the save file to give me 10 death row prisoners that are coming in 8 hours time. It seems that there's some kind of glitch with death row intake at the moment, so yeah, I had to hack the save file. But never mind. First thing I want to do before them guys arrive is sort out this issue with the parole hearings happening in the death row area instead of the parole rooms over here. So the easiest way to do that is I've unlocked micromanagement, which allows me to edit the schedule manually. So as you can see here, parole here, this is parole shared and parole shared. This is parole death row, and you can see there's a parole hearing in there. And don't actually have any death row on there at the moment. So I put a few more of these in. And a couple of death row ones. So if I have two of them, two of them, two of them, 2, 2 and 2, and then death row 2 as well. So what I need to do is move these around. So this parole hearing should be in here. That parole hearing is fine. That one should be in there. This one should be here. That one should be there. And then they're the death row ones in the death row, and the parole hearings in the parole area, like it should be. So now that's set and they're locked. That's why they got those little blue things on there. So we should now, all of our parole hearings should be in this rooms here, which they are. And the death row hearings should be in the death row area, which they are. So that's how you get around the little issue with the parole room being used for parole and death row. So if you want it separate, like I've done, you're going to have to edit the schedule manually, I'm afraid, because there's a little bit of a bug in there at the moment. Again, using the parole room for death row appeals is, yeah, fine, but I wish it had a separate room, just so you didn't have to do that with the edit schedule if you wanted it like that. So we got 10 death row prisoners and 10 cells for those prisoners coming very shortly. So I'm just going to fast forward the video until those guys are ready to arrive. So our death row guys are just about to arrive in 7 minutes. And here they come now. Here's our death row prisoner intake. Death row, 25 grand. Here they come. These are our death row prisoners coming into the prison, waiting to go to the reception room where they'll be strip searched. Here they are. Here they come. Here's our guys who have got death sentences. And here's the rest of them as well. Oh, he's carrying something. Volatile. So these guys will be strip searched and then they'll be taken to the death row facility. Get them all in now. And here they come. First guy's been taken. He's going to go through the prison and go into his cell in the death row facility. And then they'll start having their death row appeals. They get 5 appeals. And this, as you can see in the toolbar, we now have an inmate, death row inmate status. This is their, what do they call it? Their likelihood of clemency. And you have to get that below 5%. So they need to go through their appeals processes, where we get surer and surer that they did commit the crime and that they should be punished by execution. So you can't do it. If you execute them now, you can, but you'll like get fined, and if you do it 3 times, you'll get fired, and you'll have all your death row inmates taken away from you and that if you do it now and it turns out that they were innocent. So if you get it below 5%, then it means that you're no longer personally responsible for them, and the state is. So they're bringing the rest of our death row guys in here now, and we'll start doing their parole process. So the first one, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I think we've missed that one. $10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I think they're going to do it anyway because it says active. And then 2 to 6 p.m. we're going to have one as well. There you go. Here's the guys. Death row appeals, guys. And I believe this is our prisoner coming to his appeal, where he's going to have a little chat with them and go, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So he's currently on 38%. He's James. Murder, torture, armed robbery, torture. So this guy's... Oh, he passed his first one though, because his likelihood of clemency has gone down to 19%. Once it gets down to 5%, this will go green, and then we can do an execution. But we'll be doing that in a future episode of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. It'll be a special. Where we'll get some of these guys down to 5% and we'll do them one at a time and see what the outcomes are. So that'll be a special episode. But until next time, this has been CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!